Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are going to be doing what's called Way Back When. Now, Way Back When is about crafts that we did, say, 20 years ago, 5 years ago, blah, blah, blah. I did this 20 years ago. What I like about this Way Back When, I can actually come up with some tutorials that will simplify things for the newbies. But not only that, it's to show you that I did at some stage in my life do some type of crafting. And this Way Back When, I really enjoyed it. There's my all my cards. Oops. So you basically, I was journaling, not knowing I was journaling. And I got to decorate my tin. And that was beautiful paper. I loved it. I don't know what brand it was, but anyway, I loved it. And it's like a suitcase. My grandson plays with it, so I've got to watch him. I made a couple of these, but this is the one I made. So these are decorated both sides. Like I said, I did not know what I was doing then, but in this, I should have a copy of all my these words. If not, we will make some up and share them throughout the groups. And we are going to do stuff that we made way back then and actually utilise them in our junk journaling. So in this case, this Way Back When, I love it. It's just so full of memories. I've written on these index cards. Like I said, the kids always play with it. I can't read the writing, but I really like what I did. So I'm going to start from the front and then work my way back. So my best friends were, and I've named the girls. This one states, I actually used to collect little teapots. My most prized possession. Right, and I didn't write anything on it, but at the time, I do know I had this vintage lantern and it had this pattern on it. That's why I liked it. I couldn't live without my children and grandchildren. This one, when I grew up, I wanted to be. I obviously didn't fill it up unless I wrote behind it. I don't know. But these make great journaling cards. And like I said, who did I didn't know I was junking. My guilty pleasure. I used to love cooking. I don't love cooking now, but I did then. I can't believe I used to wear woolen jumpers. And you know what? I'm not keen on them, but I did used to wear them. And these are just simply decorated, using stamps, stickers, whatever. My first memory, my first memory was my father, actually. Here's another one. My favourite toy was my doll. And it was one of those, I had a dark doll and then I had a lighter one. But I love them. And they're the only two dolls I really ever got in my life. So anyway. My favourite teacher at school, like I said, I was junking and I didn't know I was. My first car. This one is supposed to be that way. I will change, I will always regret. And these are just some memories that I did read. But I have got copies of these, and I will make sure they are scanned so we can start doing some of these index cards. And I think it would be a fun little thing to do between now and Christmas. Besides doing a dictionary journal and whatnot, I think these would be ideal to play with. And because we're more experienced in junking, some of us are not, but some are, we would come up with a lot of different ideas. Now, my favourite childhood memory of my mum. I didn't like complimentary stuff, so I won't read that. A favourite special family recipe. I haven't written it down. Before I die, I want to travel the world. That's the US, UK, Malta. And to think, you know, I wrote this 20 years ago. This is pretty thick. Okay. My childhood home actually looks similar to that. That was like the home I lived in before I was 5. My favourite game these days is, well, I like playing with my kids. That was my favourite game. I loved it. My favourite birthday memory, it was when I was 15 years old. On my birthday, my dad gave me a surprise birthday party. My mum wasn't around. She was overseas visiting her aunts. My mum, I love her dearly, don't get me wrong, but my mum was not our expectations what of a mother should be. So I'm not belittling her. I love her dearly, but that's the way my mum was, and we accepted that. Now, I can't believe this happened to me, and that God sent me 4 beautiful children, Anthony, Paul, John, and Tennille, and I had 2 granddaughters at the time. I'm 61 years old, so goes to show I'm getting on a bit. I cry when, you know, and then I write notes about it. So I won't read them all. What I'm trying to do is we're going to come up with some techniques utilising these words. I'll get them scanned and whatnot. Growing up, I helped look after our pet chooks. So this is all way back then what I actually did in those days. The best present I ever received was, you know, and I did write because it's in gold pen. It's just some things I'm choosing not to read. Are you a night owl? Well, I definitely was a night owl. I was a bookworm and still am till this day. Not that I've been reading much because junking consumes my time. Mistakes I have learnt, and from who, you know. Family fun. Well, family fun with my beautiful first husband who's in heaven was going out on the boat. Oh, we just loved going out on the boat. Then modern conveniences, and I wrote about modern conveniences because we've lived in houses where we didn't have that. What scares me? Loss of family. Most people don't know, and then I've got a list of things I put on that one. Aren't they different? Like, this is ideal for something for us to do as a group. I was proudest of myself when I can't read it. I got my license at age 28. My ex-husband didn't want me to get my license. I'm most grateful for the love of family. Actually, quite truly blessed. Yes, so some I did write in them. What made me happy as a child? Now, because we're doing in Paper Lifers, we're doing the actual challenge. These are ideal for this. I must confess. I hate to think what I confess to, but anyway, I will always admire shoes. I love them, love them, love them, love them. And that was given to me I think my dad, and I put it on the back of that. So now we'll start from the back and work our way. I've got another tin of these that I made up. Like I said, look, it's not 20 years ago, it's close to. My favourite childhood memory of my grandparents. I'm sorry to say, they always sent a letter. I never got to meet them. When I was a child, my favourite game was Home Sweet Home. My favourite childhood memory of my siblings. Actually, they reminded me of the Seven Dwarfs, and that's why I put that picture up, because there were 7 kids. Laugh out loud. I can't resist buying shoes and boots. Oh man, I used to get into trouble for that. Theme song, Endless Love. Helping. I can't read it. Sorry. My eyes are really bad lately. I look most like my mum, they say, but I honestly don't. I don't think I do anyway. Most people say I don't, but when I was a child, they did. Greatest accomplishments. I'm so glad I recovered. I had a lot of health scares in my younger days. My favourite Christmas memory. I always dreamt I would. And I did write something there. And that was dance ballet. But I never did get to do that. My mum wouldn't allow it. School days. I loved school days because I could read. I used to tuck the book, my book under the desk, and I'd be reading away. Never hear what the teacher used to say. But anyway, that was me. I speak. And I really like this because it's for what we are about to receive. May the Lord make us truly thankful. Amen. This is my memory of my beautiful first husband who's in heaven. That's what he always said during our meals. So we make sure we actually still say that prayer till this day. I will never forget. And then there's lots of things I will never forget written down on this. Bad habits. My most memorable holiday. My first crush was. Origins of my name. My favourite childhood memory of my dad. My favourite place to escape to, which is out at sea. Unfortunately, I won't be doing much of that with poor David, which is my first husband, and he's gone now, but that's what we used to do a lot of, and I used to love it. What are the greatest decisions you have made in your life? Greatest assets? Most important pieces of advice I would pass on. 5 basic facts about me. my beginnings, what I love about me. Are you a morning person? I'm not bad, actually. I'm actually quite good. When I knew I was in love, and don't know what that is. What makes me happy now? Well, my Michael does, and my beautiful kids and grandkids. My first big thing that I bought with my own money. So I have written, but I'm not reading it. The future awaits. And this one is, this is the 7th, the 12th of the 7th, 09. John and I went to Dad's house and we took a few things that was a car that was sent to Dad from Salford, London, and my cousins from Malta. That's where that come from. That card was actually sent to my dad. So that was in 2009. So there you go. So I'm thinking we might play, not today, but with the challenge that we're doing with Lens and countless of other things that we've got going. When we got time each week, like I said, I'll find the document with all the words, we'll get it scanned and we'll start playing with stuff that we learned way back then. Isn't it strange? We were journaling and we did not know we were. But thanks for listening. I'll be showcasing this in Junk Journal Haven and Paper Lifes by Len. So thank you for watching, everybody, and see you next time.